Okay, Libra, I've gone through the cards, so I'm ready to share what I've got. And before I jump into it, I'm sensing that sort of the flavor of this read is leading towards either a love reading or business/career. Definitely around relationships. I'm feeling that it could go one way or the other. I was kind of thinking more relationship, and that could be with anybody. I mean, that could be around career as well, but I'm feeling, you know what, I'm not even going to commit to it. So it could be either, but definitely around relationships is what I'm picking up. Okay, so what we have is underlying energy. We have the King of Wands, so which is an awesome card because, and don't get hung up on gender. So when you see kings and queens, it doesn't mean man or woman. It means masculine energy or feminine energy. It's the energy around the archetype of the card. So with the King of Wands, this is someone who is focused and determined and driven. And whatever is going on in this situation, you are feeling it. Like you're feeling it. And it's good, right? So I love that. And the clarifier that came with it, we have the 10 of coins, which is around stability and security. So when you put these two together, like the coins or pentacles are typically around like material things. So whether it's wealth, home, resources, or whatever. So you got this little chickie here. She's got this nice big house and she's in her pretty garden. So she's all happy. She's good. I'm set, right? Hanging out in my garden. And so you've got all this really good energy that's underlying. So I'm loving this because, well, we'll get into more now. When I then move to the foundation of the reading, we have the Strength card, which is one of my favorite cards. I say that about a lot of cards. It's one of my favorite cards. And that's literally what it symbolizes to me, especially in this reading. This is about strength and courage, which you have. And we're going to touch on this more as we talk about past, present, future, but this is a great energy to be in. And the even better thing is the clarifiers, the two that came up with it, were Judgment and Temperance. Like I'm telling you, you have a lot of major arcana cards in this reading. So this is like significant life stuff happening. So we have Judgment and Temperance. So this is about, I love the depictions of this particular deck. They're just so cool. So what we've got here is with Judgment, we've got oh my God, I can't even talk. Change and transformation happening. So you got this little chickie. So this is about resurrection, the depiction, right? So you're in the cemetery. Chickie Boo's coming out of her little coffin, but she's looking awesome. Her hair's done. She got a martini that was made by this little bartender here, Temperance, who's all about balance. So she's like, yeah, you need some balance. You need to chill as you're, resurrecting from your coffin here. Here, I'm going to give you a martini. That's going to like calm you down. So they're buds. They're buds, right? They're working together. So we got our change and transformation and balance happening. And balance, that's all about Libra. That's all about your sign. So these three cards together, this is freaking killer. It's kick ass. I'm loving it. Like I'm loving this energy. And with the underlying energy of this stability and this whole thing being focused and determined, and whatever this situation is that is part of the read, seriously, like you're feeling it. And so with this strength and balance, this is like it's probably the best foundation of the readings. So this is my 11th reading for November. This is the best foundation I've seen. Like underlying energies, core of it, like this is awesome. I don't know. I'm just being crazy because I love the energy around this. Then we look at the center of the reading. We've got the Fool in reverse. So this is telling me that you're going to take a leap of faith, but it's just there's tiny little niggling in there, just saying, just don't be reckless about it. And at the same time, when this happens, make sure you use your resources wisely. Just be careful about that. So that's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm not picking up anything negative from that Fool card in reverse because it's taking a leap of faith. And as long as you're careful about that, then I think things are going to unfold well. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles, another one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's a really positive card because this is about a resource or an offer or a gift or something coming to you that is really valuable. So it doesn't have to be physical and material, although that's what Pentacles usually depict. It could be anything, but I'm just like feeling a lot of love with this, whatever it is coming in. And then with that, the Hermit card has come in, and this is about self-knowledge, reflection, inner work. So when this gift does come to you, I want you to really go within and think about it. Like, don't just accept it blindly at face value. I mean, you can, but then think about this gift almost like, what am I going to do with this? And it's not from a place of, say, your headspace where it's about, okay, say it was a gift of money, right? So say someone gave you a bag of cash and you're like, okay, what shoes am I going to buy? And am I going to pay these bills? And am I going to go on a trip? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can do that too. But come at it from a more spiritual perspective. Like, really do some inner work on this, whatever it is that comes, whether it is money or whether it's a resource. It could be a person who becomes of great value to you. So keep that in mind as well. Now, when we look at the past, we've got Justice in the reverse. So something in the past transpired and it was unfair to you. And you basically had to buck up, like suck it up buttercup kind of thing. And you just had to deal with it and get through it. And along with this situation, there was, your headspace was, I guess maybe there was some type of a risk that may have had to have been taken, and you weren't ready to do that. You just weren't ready. You weren't in that place, and you weren't there not just from a physical perspective or material perspective, but from a higher self perspective or a spiritual perspective. You were like, no, I'm not ready to do that. So whatever this is, you just had to deal with it, because whatever else was underlying with this situation, you just weren't ready to do whatever it is that either you needed to do or were expected to do. And that this is really, I'm feeling a lot from here. Like, this is really powerful, this whole situation. So it could have been, so say if it's a relationship, chances are it was around like a breakup or a fight, or I don't know, even if, say, if you're going through a divorce and you're trying to sort stuff out, could have been like that. Or it could have been around a job. Maybe you were offered a package by your company, like they forced your hand. You didn't want to leave, you weren't ready, and it wasn't fair that you were the one chosen to leave, kind of thing. But you just had to look at it and make the best of it and go, okay, you know what? As long as I'm getting a decent package and it'll allow me to move on and whatever. So I'm hoping this is making sense when I throw out those two analogies. So I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but something to that nature is what I'm picking up. And that's unfortunate, but the future is bright, which is good, because when we come to the present now, we have the Knight of Swords, and I love the Knight cards. I love the energy of all of the Knight cards. Well, a lot of the Court cards, but Knights are about movement and doing stuff and just like taking it and running with it, kind of thing. And with this, okay, so this is, you're in a really good headspace right now, because you have a goal in sight, you know what you need to do, and you know how you're going to get there. You are so determined, and this is coming back to this foundation here. So your strength, your determination, and this, oops, my card's falling over. This King of Swords energy coupled with this Knight of Swords, or King of Wands, sorry. This is like some killer energy. This is awesome, awesome energy. Now, one teeny little thing with this is that for the clarifiers, the Eight of Swords came in. And with that, there can sometimes be like some worry and maybe a little bit of doubt or whatever. But what I'm picking up on this from you is, do not give up your power. You've got this goal in sight. You know what you're going to do. You know how you're going to do it. So don't give up your power on that. Like, if there's any doubts or insecurities around there, get rid of it. And we're going to hide that, pretend it doesn't exist. Because the other clarifier is the Magician, which is one of my favorite cards. I know I keep saying this. I think I've said this like 3 times already in this reading, but it's because the Magician is about like getting it done. This is alchemy. This is can be transformation. This is making shit happen. This is making magic. Like, whatever is happening here, your goal and everything, you can do it. You have the power and the magic to make that happen. So that's pretty cool. I love those cards. Now, when we move into the future, we might have a little blip on the radar. So in the future, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. And this is about you doing a really good job at something. So whether this is, again, whether it's a love relationship, maybe, you've done a great job at healing yourself from the old past garbage. These plans that you laid and executed, you did good. Stuff is happening the way you want it to. Or, if, say, going back to my analogy of, you accepted a package even though you didn't want to leave your job. Well, you know what? You did something good with it. You made a plan and you went, no, this is what I'm going to do. So it's coming. This is you having done a good job. And it's not just like, you're able to see sort of from your heart space that you did a good job too. And keep this in mind, because the clarifying cards that are coming with it, we've got the 5 of Swords, which typically denotes like some kind of defeat or loss. So no matter how good a job you did, there might have been a blip on the radar where something didn't work out. And then with the 4 of Swords as well, this is you just needing to sit back and reflect and rest. So maybe this hard work you put in, something didn't quite work out. So you need to regroup. I'm not picking up that it's doom and gloom. Like, it's just literally like, okay, put my effort here. Something didn't exactly work out. So now I just got to go and take a look at this again and see what I can do with this. So that's what I'm getting for the future cards. Now, when we look at what's going on with you inside your head, usually, we've got the Tower in reverse, which in this situation, what I'm picking up is that, so a Tower moment, when it's upright, it can be bad. Like, look at the picture. Building's on fire, buddy's falling out. Like, it's not good, right? But when it's reversed like this, and these are your thoughts, you're coming out of this. So this nonsense from the past, and I'm going right back to this past bullshit. Whatever that was, in your head, in your mind, you're coming around and you're coming out of that. And it could be tied a little bit to this, whatever's happened here with your hard work and stuff. Something didn't exactly work out. But again, remember, you're the Magician. You can make stuff happen. Keep this in the back of your mind, okay? So you, in your headspace, you are coming out of this. And it could be this current thing that happened, but I'm getting pulled back here to the past because it's around a connection. So whether that was a relationship, right, with somebody else, or a job, like with a boss, with like an organization, well, it would be a person, right, that you had to deal with to work through whatever this past thing was. So you're coming out of this in your headspace. You're not quite there, but you're coming out of it, which is good. So keep the faith there and work on that. So maybe that's, here we go, Hermit card, right? Do that inner work and you will feel even better. Now, external to you. So this can either be, and this is how I do the readings, this is either how people see you when they're looking in, at your life, or external forces coming. This is stuff you don't have control over. So what I see coming up is you're going to have to make a decision on something. And you're having a hard time with it. You're going to have a hard time making a decision on whatever this is coming in. Maybe it's relating to this endeavor that you tried. Maybe it's, again, coming back to this past thing, but you're going to have to make a decision. And the underlying energy with the Fool reversed, I'm getting that one of two things is going to happen with this. You're just not going to choose. You're just not going to make a choice. You're going to refuse to make a choice. Or you might make the wrong choice. So when this comes up, go back to your hermit, your little hermit self, and really think about that. Because if you want to make sure you make the right choice, if you are making a choice, you really want to make sure that it is the right one. So this is just something to be mindful of. And then when we look at hopes and fears, what I've got is that you want to be, so let me go back a second. With the Four of Cups in reverse, you want to be ready to share, and I'm getting this is around emotion because it's cups. It could be material, like share the wealth kind of thing. But I'm getting more like share yourself, your thoughts, whatever, with somebody, be it like a significant other or a friend or a boss. Like maybe that's in a, oh, this just came to me. So say job interview, right? You're in a job interview and you want to be able to share what you need to with these people. Like you want to be upfront, you want to be forward and forthright or whatever. So that's a possibility. That just came to me. So you want this. You want the ability to share and make that happen. But one of your fears, so that's your hope, but a fear that you have is that you're not going to have the drive to work towards your goals or achieve them, really. I mean, you're a worker. We see that in this reading. Like you have the ability, you have that strength, you've got it going on, but you have this little worry that you're not going to be able to achieve that goal. It's like you're just not going to have it in you, but you know you do. You know you do. It's there. So keep that in mind as well. So when we look at probable outcome, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So with this, I'm getting a little more indecision again, and maybe I think it's around this Two of Swords thing. So it's possible that someone wants you to do, how am I going to articulate this? So it's almost like they want you to do something that you don't want to do, like to conform to their ways. So maybe, let's go back to the job offer scenario, okay? So they want to offer you a job, but the way that the organization operates just doesn't resonate with you. There's something you don't like about it. And then the thing is, you would be forced to conform to their ways, right? I mean, that can happen in relationships too. So this could go either way. And you're indecisive about this. But when we look at the underlying, or the clarifier, sorry, it's the Ace of Cups coming in. So to me, I'm thinking this is like an offer coming in, and it's emotional. And I'm leaning towards like a love offer or an offer of friendship, even if it's not a relationship. I'm not feeling so much from a business perspective, but it can be. That's why I'm saying this reading really could go either way. But you've got an offer coming in. Maybe it's from all this work that you've done, right? Maybe this is what you've been working towards. Whatever this offer is, and this is funny because the other clarifier is the Tower in reverse. Again, you got that twice in the reverse. So I'm thinking that whatever like your fears are here, that you aren't going to achieve what you wanted to, you're going to realize, no, I can. I'm coming out of this. I'm still coming out of this. And maybe this is that coming out of this tower nonsense is like the underlying message. Like, you know, you can come out of this. You have the resources. You have the drive and the strength and everything. So when these feelings come up, ignore them. Right? There you go. Gone. Glad I could help you out.